Hi and welcome to How to Use CAD. For today's tutorial we're going to look at one of our residential architectural projects. The brief was to add a two-story extension to a small family home, create an extra bedroom and enlarged living space to the ground floor. By the end of the lesson you should have a better understanding of what's involved with a project of this nature and the various elements you have to consider when redesigning a family home. Working our way up into the back of the house, you have a decent raised patio there, great size, but a rubbish conservatory with polycarbonate. Inside I managed to create a little loo, shower unit in there. And then as we go into the kitchen, it's very tiny. Little door into the hallway, stairs going up, one lounge. So it's a really tiny house, desperately in need for modernization and enlarging. The porch again is hideous, all of it. In fact, all of the back here where it was extended was hideous. Out here is hideous. Porch, drive is terrible, and effectively they had one room on the ground floor and a really awful looking kitchen. But right, so now that we've criticized the hell out of the property, so let's have a little look upstairs. As you see, upstairs you go up, you got a little cupboard, you got a little bathroom, separate loo, you got a tiny bedroom. So you've got 3 bedrooms, but these two are very tiny. And then somebody, what they did was, I suppose they chopped up a little section of this room and put a little tiny, almost straight up staircase in, which is shown here on the storage area. And you go in here and they created a little loft with no windows and basically a storage area, because the roofs were sloping. You could barely stand up in it. Again, a complete waste of time and effort. But there you go, that's what happens with the DIY brigade. So what we did was, when I was looking at this, was basically what I wanted to do was get rid of these add-ons, so strip it back, get rid of the porch, get rid of the garage, get rid of the decking, and get rid of all of this. And this is what we ended up with. So starting on the ground floor, we created a new open porch. You can see we brought the walls out here, solid walls now. Created a new open porch, and again did a very impressive extra wide door, glazed a door with glazed panels. Effectively all of this is glass. These would have been dark grey gunmetal exterior tiles. So that's the entrance now, a very modern contemporary entrance. Render up all the outside, painted white. All the new windows would be, not this bit, but all the external windows, anthracite grey aluminium. As you can see, we've done a bit of a curve here. We've added on a bit of a garden area here to give it some, residential life. Put a bit of new fencing up here, got rid of the fallen down fencing, built a new wall, new fencing here. Again, patio, some sort of patio tile all the way around. And the garage is gone, so this was the side wall, so we got rid of the garage and we kept about a meter to be able to access the garden because they've got large gardens. Bins are at the front. So now let's have a look at what the space looks like now as against what it was before. Go in, this was the lounge before, except this time we've turned everything around. They used to have a TV here on this wall, a big old telly, but the chair was over here, and so you're looking sideways at the telly. Whereas now we took the TV and put it at that end, put a large, very comfortable couch there. Got some sliding doors because space is a bit of a premium here. We took this wall out and built in stud door or stud walls, stud partitions, so that we could recess the double doors. So again, left open most of the time, but you had the option to close it all. Entrance hallway, right, stairs stays as it is, didn't move. Upgraded the side, new access, new paneling, etc. And then we broke through on the outside wall here. And as you can see now, we built a new extension on the side, but we brought it forward, did a nice large window, a bit of storage there. So this has become a home office or guest room. In some aspects it could be a bedroom, yeah. But if you have somebody staying, etc., etc. But it's what I like about it is it's a little bit off of the main house. This is still the main house, but this is given a kind of a separate little area for, be it study, home office, or guest room. It works absolutely fine. So down here, again now we've opened up the side wall of the house. We've continued our extension, and what we've created here is a WC, a water closet, which is really important. Bit of storage there for could be anything, could be wine, could be a couple of appliances, could be a freezer. Just you know, I've got something in there which is illustrating storage of some kind. Again, this is a utility area now, stroke laundry room. Door to the outside, that could be a stable door, could be a UPVC, but whatever it is going to match up with the anthracite grey at the front. But because it's at the side and not seen, it's not that important. Right, more storage here. So we got storage, and then of course laundry utility. The appliances, which means they get sucked out of the kitchen, which means you can have more storage in the kitchen area. Right, so let's have a little look now. Don't know what that line is doing there. Let's get rid of it. There you go, basic kitchen. At this point in the at this point, these drawings are for planning. They're not. It's not a complete finished package with recommend, especially when it comes to the kitchen, which is going to be redesigned. Now we've got a decent island there. You can see what's the width on that. It's 1200, which means the units are only about half that size. So potentially you can add more units here to double up, or you can have half a unit, which is just shallow units, 300 or 400 mil, and you can then still get your legs underneath it worked up. So either way, it has great potential. The distance here should always be kept to around 1100 to keep, so that everything flows nicely. And again, when it comes to the detail for the kitchen plan, you might end up with getting the sink into the island. Even an induction hob in the island seems to be very popular at the moment. We're showing 3 pendants hanging down. So let's move on over. You got plenty of space for dining, and again, you can see now this is where the old conservatory was. So this is effectively where the conservatory was, and a little bit more. Nice bifold doors to the garden. What are we looking at? About 4 or 5 meters there. 4 meters of doors to the garden, which is absolutely great. And again, that's anthracite grey aluminium. And again, the use of sliding doors to a games room or another guest room. Again, you see, by the clients here, it's up to the clients to decide how to use the rooms. But what happens is we'll sketch out, offer up the space, and then they'll come back and say, look, we want to use this as that, or they want to have these walls out and so on. They want it more open plan. They just want the space. This could be a games room for the kids. It could be anything. So the main thing is it's got the space. It's also got the garden, the sliding doors on this one. about 2 meters of sliding doors. Patio wise, as you can see, we've gone out about 3 meters here, and then we've tapered it off, and we're showing balustrade, which would be glazed balustrade, a couple of steps going down, a little bit of plantation, new fencing here, and new fencing all the way down the side. So what we try to do is, when we're talking to the clients, is to make sure we have a little bit of budget for landscaping, and by that I mean hard landscaping, as in some sort of patio, you know, whether it's brick paving, whether it's cobbles, it can be anything, but something that works well with the character of the house. It doesn't have to cost a fortune. And then of course you've got your lawn area here. Now upstairs, let's just refresh our memory. Upstairs was, as you can see, 2 pokey little rooms and this horrible little staircase going up to the top. I should have brought the photos of that, because it really was absolutely dreadful. So now we go up the stairs, and this is all new area now. This is the double extension. So if you look at the line, whereas this is the front of the house, let me just emphasize downstairs. This is the front of the house. We brought forward an exterior open porch, and we brought forward what would have been on the garage area. Now on the upstairs we did the opposite. We recessed the first floor, and the whole idea is to make this extension up here subservient to the main house, otherwise we'd never get planning. So we set it back a meter. It comes out to the same amount here, but we recessed a meter, which is always good. That means that when the roof is on like this, it's got a different profile and it's going to be lower than the main roof. That's always important to get it through planning. So what have we got here? We've got a master bedroom here into the extension, and we've got a walk-in wardrobes, and we've got a gorgeous ensuite, walk-in shower, lots of space, absolutely gorgeous layout here. This would be gorgeous, especially if decorated well. So back in now on the stairs, here the old loo is gone and separate bathroom. So what you've got is a family bathroom now, where everything is combined. You've got a decent shower in there. You've got a tub, loo and basin, and etc. So it's compact but absolutely very functional. So now we've got this bedroom, which wasn't there before. This is another new bedroom. So this is now bedroom 4. Well, it would have been the 4th bedroom. Again, decent size. Now note we didn't go out in the full way here, and the reason for that is that there's a little thing called the 45 degrees rule, which there would have been a window here for this house next door, and 45 degrees means that from the center of their window you don't want a second story extension entering into that 45 degree zone. If you do, you're going to get failed on planning. It's all about light, and they're entitled to light, and so they should be. So what we've got then is we've got it's not the full width on the back, but it's a good size extension. And here we have a window which is straight out over the flat roof on the ground floor, which would be here. Yeah, so this is a flat roof area. So again, we didn't bring the extension out, 4 meters or so. We kept it tight, and we didn't do the full width, and that's basically keeping it subservient and smaller than the ground floor. Going back in, bedroom 4. A bit of storage. Get a double bed in there, no problem. Again, double bed, couple of tables. We didn't take the chimney breast out on this one, and that's because the client, we have to look at budget. When at the end of the day, when we've done it, and we then go back and have a look, and we say, right, if you've got extra money, then let's take the chimney breast out. But if not, they stay in, unless it's absolutely necessary. Here we got the little box room over the hallway. Again, more storage. So we try to show storage in all the rooms, because it's important. We don't want to just create rooms, make everything work, but no storage. Here we have the lux window in the roof, and if I remember correctly, this might be a sun tunnel. I can't remember offhand because it's quite a while back. Now notice we don't have any attic. Oh, that's what that is. That's a drop down ladder to get into the attic. We got rid of the loft altogether. Client certainly couldn't afford to redo, and in any case it was a wasted effort because the headroom isn't there. I think it was about 2002 millimeter. By the time you try to build anything on it, it's going to be substandard, so there was no possibility of getting a decent loft in there. So what we did was just done a loft ladder in and got rid of, the idea was to clear out the loft and then get a loft ladder in, drop down in the hallway, making it easily accessible. This, if I remember, serves me right, I think it's a sun tunnel. So that's what we've done. Roof layout, original roof layout, apex to the back, apex on the sides, and then a shallow apex, I believe, on the over the old garage, or over the two-story extension to the side. Let's have a look at the elevations then. Existing elevations, you can see that's the polycarb, basic UPVC windows, all cheap white plastic and looking terrible. Old tiled roof, but the roof was good, the roof could stay. And then when we did the extension, we went out on the ground floor full width, but we didn't go full width on the side. Well, I say full width over the garage and then a bit of an overhang, but there was still we left a meter or so to get around it. What am I looking at there? Oh no, this is on the side. This is the proposed east elevation. So that's the extension for the open porch, and this is the new side extension. You can see the roof is separate. And again, I noticed that we didn't bring it down, but we could have done, and we'd see what the planners say when they look at it. As long as it's set back, that's the important element. Don't try to bring this extension up to here. You're going to get shot down in flames. Side door, again, that looks like very simple job. Right, and then at the back, you've got this is an extension, remember? And then this is a rather large extension to the ground floor. Looking at it from the other side, from the west, again you can see the extension on the back pushing out, and you can see the extension on the front. Other than that, very little to say. Let's look at the front elevation. Front elevation, now you can see where we've added on. Like I say, this section is set back, this is being brought forward, and this is the new recessed open porch. And I'd like to have seen this done with, I'd like to have seen these plans dotted up with something to show rendering, and then get the blue on for the glazing. So we could have spent a bit more time on it, but it's an old drawing, and we've emphasized a bit of glass, but yeah, you could easily do loads more. It's all about budget at the end of the day, so I don't know how much we were getting paid for this, but it wouldn't have been a huge amount. But again, we've done enough to communicate the design. Measurements are there for the planners to see that we're keeping below 3 meters. I always like about 50 mil to spare. And here we go. This is looking from the rear now. Again, you see this was the original house here. We've added all that on, and then we've got a nice open extension at the rear. This is for the little room at the back, and then this is for the main family area opening into the kitchen. And again, when you look at it, this would be a raised platform here, because what we'd like to do is have the steps going down here and maintain the same floor area, or maintain the same height for the patio into the house. That way you're not stepping down here. It's much nicer when the doors are opened and not to have any steps here. So extend it out where possible. Right, that's about it. That's a good explanation of the project and what we actually did. And I can't remember. I can't remember what the outcome was. I'm confident we got our planning. Maybe we had to tweak it a little, but either way, it was a live project done in South London, and we're really pleased about it. That's about 3 or 4 years ago. Now hopefully having a walk through the project will have given you some ideas and helped you to helped you when it comes to drawing your own plans, because it's the decisions you make as the designer in the early days as to what you can and can't do. The general idea is always keep in mind what the client has asked you to do, but if you can see that there are other options, make the client well aware of those options. That's your duty as a designer. The last thing you want to do is create a nice design, etc., that everyone's happy with, until someone comes in and says, "Oh, why didn't you do that? That would have worked out much better." And then that's going to be bad for business all around. So you really do want to explore all the options and during the consultation and then during the process. And if necessary, update the plans, tweak the plans, alter it. Always be happy to alter your plans, because there's no way in the world that you're going to produce a set of plans and the client's going to say, "Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Don't change anything." That's not what happens. Generally what happens, they want this door removed or sliding doors here, little bits and pieces. But the idea is, if you can take them 85% of the way on the first draft, then you're doing really well. Okay, I hope you got some great value out of here. See you in the next video. Thanks for joining me.